Hi, I'm Gary Milkey with Tech Rep Marketing. We represent Arturia here at Sweetwater. Thanks for joining us for GearFest 2021. Today I'm going to give you a quick look at Analog Lab V, Arturia's newest release in the Analog Lab series. It has a refreshed user interface, an improved workflow, and many new sounds. And I think you'll see why so many producers, composers, and musicians around the world rely on it. Analog Lab V is a software instrument that contains 2,000 presets from Arturia's famed V Collection 8 software. These sounds come from 30 meticulously modeled instruments based on the most iconic keyboards in music history. Add seamless integration with Arturia's Keylab controller line and a user interface that is extremely intuitive, and you get a powerhouse instrument that allows you to create quickly without sacrificing quality or authenticity. And it's really a lot of fun to use as well. Analog Lab V has a very well thought out user interface with multiple methods for exploring and organizing sounds. On the home page, we see categories with colored icons, each that represents a different way to search for sounds. At the top, we can search by instrument. If we click on the instrument, we get every sound. In this case, it's the 2600, so we have every sound that was generated by the 2600 model. And then we can narrow the search. We can look for particular types. Maybe I would like to see a synth lead, and maybe let's look at 80s synth lead. We have 22 results, so that's a lot better than looking through 2,000 presets. We can search by types. We're looking at all the bass sounds. So this is all the bass sounds from all the models. So as you go through, you'll notice there are several different instruments that pop up on the right. And then we can narrow the search from there as well. We can start with sound banks and narrow our search from there, and start with sound designers. And you can see there are quite a few designers here and some pretty big names. This is one of the reasons the library is so well-rounded. While you're exploring the sounds, you're going to want to pick the things that you really like and want to use later and identify those. And you do that by clicking the heart icon to the left of the sound. That automatically adds it to your liked list, which you can access over here in the left pane under My Library. Now we can look at all of our liked sounds. If while you're searching, you run across the sound and forget to click like, you think back, man, I was playing something cool a few minutes ago. What was that? You can go to recently played and see everything that you've been messing with, and you can come across it a little easier. That makes it easier to find something that you may have overlooked selecting. You can look at My Banks. It shows you all of the banks that are currently loaded in the instrument, including the Your Bank and the Factory Bank. Below that, we have the playlist section, which is a very useful tool. At some point, you're going to want to use this software in a studio situation or a live situation, and you're going to want to get to these sounds quickly, and with 2,000 sounds, you definitely don't want to be digging through that bunch. So you can set up playlists. You do that here. You can click here, add a new playlist. Inside the playlist, you can add songs. Here's one I created earlier, not real imaginative, song one and new song. But anyway, you get the picture. We've got a couple of songs here, and you can add any of these sounds. If I'm looking through the library and I decide I want to add this to my playlist, all I have to do is drag it to the playlist, hold it there, the playlist pops up, and then I can drag it where I want in the song list, and we're ready to go. So once we have all of that together, then you can actually, we can save it, which I don't need to do at the moment, but I can go on stage. And now when I go on stage, we can click the song, and there are all of our presets under each song. We also have our visual representation of what's going with our, what's going on with our effects processors. We have controls that will give us quick mix controls for effects, filters. This is actually a visual representation of the control section of the Arturia Keylab controllers. If we are wanting to audition sounds and we don't have a keyboard attached, we can hook our virtual keyboard up here, just click that on and use that to find sounds. We have the ever popular undo button here, and of course redo on the other side. And in the center of those is our undo history. Let's go back. We haven't talked about the right pane yet. The right pane is reserved for preset information and preset editing. So when we go through here, there's some very interesting things. We can get more information, so we can see the designer and the type, all of the stats on the preset. Here we can save it, delete it, add it to a playlist, but we can also, they also have a really cool tool for searching sounds hidden over here. We can discover similar presets. If we like what we're listening to, we can hit that and see what else sounds like that, what else is in that same area. Also, when we're using any of these sounds, if we decide, we want to layer something on top of it, we'll do strings and piano, that sort of thing quite often. But any of these sounds that you want to layer, you just have to pick the sound and drag it here. Now we've got a layered sound. And you will notice when you do that we have keyboard settings pop up down here. So now we can click open our keyboard settings and we can actually deal with our split keyboard or layering right here. If you'd like to do it, we can do it this way here. There's several ways to address it, but this is super easy. Then we also have edit preset. And when we edit preset, we get a mixer. It allows us to mix the two instruments together the same way we would through a hardware mixer. We have a couple of effects that we can switch out here. So we have several effects we can choose from on effects A and effects B slot. We have delay and reverb that are constant, and we have the ability to mix those any way we like with the two parts, and a master EQ. By now, I'm sure you can see that Analog Lab 5 is a very powerful instrument. Its large library of high-quality sounds, user-friendly interface, and onboard tutorial make it perfect for anyone, beginner to advanced professional. If you'd like to learn more about Analog Lab 5 or any of Arturia's great software or hardware synthesizers, keyboard controllers, or recording interfaces, please contact your Sweetwater sales engineer. Thanks for joining us and have a great GearFest 2021.